Verse News and Superdirt are speculative ad-lib parody news podcasts. Verse News, Superdirt, and its affiliates and sponsors claim no rights or liability to licenses, trademarks, and copyright of characters mentioned. Such characters are used under the fair use laws as a parody and speculative newscast. Verse News, Superdirt, its parent companies, sponsors, and affiliates do not claim responsibility for content made and is purely for the entertainment of its audiences. Superdirt, Verse News, and its parent companies, affiliates, and sponsors advise listeners to absorb content with caution and claims no liability for damage caused by its listeners. Discretion is advised.
Bobby Baxt here for Super Dirt. You can find us on all of our social media at Superdirt HQ. And if you want to submit something that you've seen out there in Superland, go to superdirtnews.com and submit it. Or you can always go to Superdirt HQ and be a part of the movement. All you dirtbags out there, get up and revolt against... No, don't revolt. Just give us the dirt on the supers.
First, a message from our network.
Hunkered down mode has been stressful for all the verses, but we are starting to see some positive results from all the forced isolation. What started as a protectionary measure has brought people closer together as they brainstorm ways to hold conventions, continue to conduct business, and are taking care of their children now that everyone is stuck at home. Initiatives have been starting to help those most affected by the crisis, the poor who live paycheck to paycheck and those who work in industries that have been shut down by the government. We all know civil servants make little money. Please give what you can and remember to be flexible. It is difficult to not give into fear and paranoia, but we want everyone out there to have what they need when they need it. This time is difficult for everyone, and we wouldn't want anyone to get hurt. Listen to the Earth One Alliance and stay inside unless you have a necessity. Wash your hands, clean and sanitize your surfaces. Most of us here at Verse News want you to stay safe and healthy.
Now for our top story. What started out as spring blossoms appear to be turning into something much more invasive. We watched as vines and flowers stretch across the bay to Metropolis from Gotham and continue to spread down the coast. Earth One Alliance has started testing procedures on the vines to ascertain whether they are safe. But to date, nothing has been done and no plan is in the works to curb the spread and growth of the mysterious foliage. We are uncertain if this is related to the top secret big event we are all being forced to hunker down for, but we can certainly respect that whatever is coming will be instigated by multiple villains working together.
Well, Rick, I guess everything being delayed because we're hunkered down.
You betcha, Mike. And now it's time for traffic.
Traffic brought to you by Dazzle Plus 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. When you know you need to look good but don't have time to wash, rinse and repeat. Captain America uses it. He gave it to Thor, and you know he always looks good. Superman trusts it to keep his hair safe from all the particulates in the air. And Aquaman knows it's the right product to protect not only his hair, but the water he swims in. Our new 2-in-1 formula is safe for the environment, safe for supers, and now safe for you. We've modified our super level formula to work on norms just like you. When you need to look camera ready on the fly, or just want to dazzle all the people in the meeting, trust the brand the supers trust. Use Dazzle Plus 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner.
Not endorsed by the FDA. May not be up to USDA standards of safety as the product doesn't exist. Side effects can include but are not limited to hair loss leading to alopecia across the body, sensitive to water and breaking brushes or combs. May also cause dementia.
Be dazzling with Dazzle Plus 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner.
Thanks for the handoff, Mike. It appears Black Mask has assembled his army of henchmen across the intersection of Sepulveda and Hollywood Boulevard. Not sure what he's doing on the West Coast, but he sure didn't come alone. While police have been called out onto the scene, they seem reluctant to show up. Or maybe they've been paid not to. Who's to say? What's this? It looks like the henchmen have blocked every route to the major studios. That's going to delay work for the celebrities. I feel kind of bad for them. They're sitting in their trailers, eating the craft services, pretending to be someone else until at least there's danger, then they can call in a stunt double. Man, it's a rough life. Well, that's all I see from way up here. I'm Marty Maxwell. Back to you guys in the studio.
Yeah, thank you, Marty, for allowing me to do the actual weather today. I mean, my instruments have been broken, but I think it's because of this whole hunker down thing. I have no idea. So this is what I filmed.
Breaking news! Breaking news!
Susie, I hate to interrupt your breathtaking report on the weather, but we just have a news story. It has been confirmed that Sinister has released a deadly virus across the verses, initiating a ransom demand on Earth One Alliance. Unfortunately, we do not have any information as to what the ransom entails, but we are being told to remind all norms to stay indoors until a vaccine can be found. It's nice to finally have answers to our mysterious orders from Earth One Alliance. Now Sinister has crossed verses. Officials are reporting Sinister has taken Captain America and Wonder Woman, threatening to administer a stronger, more fast-acting dose of the virus. Sinister is claiming to have access to more than these supers. More on this as the story develops.
Well, that's all the time we have for tonight. Stay tuned for Super Dirt, coming up next.
This show is part of the Geek Nerd Network. Find more shows like it at geeknerdnetwork.com. This is Janet.
Welcome to Super Dirt. I'm Bobby Baxter, editor-in-chief of Super Date, and here we are in Super Dirt. I said Super Date, didn't I? But we are in Super Dirt headquarters right now, Super Dirt HQ. And let me introduce you to the desk. Who's on the desk today?
Henry Harrison?
I am.
Mr. I am in the house.
Kenny Cassidy.
Bo?
Bo.
And Val Killery.
And Val Kellery in the house, and with me, Bobby Baxter, we are going to take on the Supers today. We have got a ton of amazing dirt out there. There is some crazy stowing going on. There's some crazy going on here in Earth One, and we're going to talk about it today. Who's up? Who's got some dirt?
I've got a hot story on Catwoman. She is pregnant.
Catwoman
Is
that
pregnant.
crazy person.
She's expecting a litter, y'all. She's been seen leaving the Avengers lair. She's been seen leaving the Wizarding World. But the last person she was seen with was Remus Lupin.
Explain him to me.
He's a werewolf.
So he's a werewolf hanging out with a kitty cat.
I think I got some stuff from him one time.
What's that called? Wolfsbane?
Wolfsbane.
Wolfsbane. There you go.
Oh, yeah,
Hey, I get close. Everybody, you guys know what I'm talking about when I say something, so that's beautiful.
I think you've been spending a little too much time with Bo, Bobby. So, Kenny, how did you find out she's pregnant or expecting?
Yeah, where'd you hear this?
Leaving the Planned Parenthood for options. I hate you, Bobby.
She was leaving what?
Planned Parenthood. She apparently makes no money off of her illicit, villainous ways.
You said litter. So is she an actual cat of some kind?
Well, I think without a genetic test, we're not really sure.
So has anybody ever thought that she was an actual cat? Or a cross between a human and a cat? Has that ever been a thing?
She certainly acts like one.
Whoa, dude, that is blowing my mind.
I'm actually with Bo on this one.
She's a woman.
And
Maybe
does
she's a
she do
werecat.
with the tail.
Oh, there we go, Val.
Maybe she's a werecat, and that's why she's hooking up with Lupin, is because, they're connecting over their other animalness.
So what do you think the dominant genes would be? I mean, is there going to be more were coming out? Is it just going to be more...
I'm wondering about that litter. Like, is it going to be more cat or dog? Are they going to be fighting all the time? Like, what's going on with what's going to go on with these kids?
Whatever happens, I'm pretty sure they'll be wearing leather. Black leather.
I seen a video about that one time. It was pretty intense.
Yes, we've all seen that video, Bo. Stop talking about that. It wasn't me in the video either. Anyway.
Bobby, is there something we need to know about you, friend?
It was a bad trip.
It was a bad trip. What's going on with these two? Is it legit?
I don't know if it's going on between these two. I have it on good authority that she was seeing Captain America, so I don't know.
The she-cat crazy woman hooking up with Mr. Wonderful himself, Captain America.
Yes.
So does that mean that down the line we'll eventually have Captain Kitty?
A whole litter of them, it sounds like.
Oh, there we go again. A litter would mean that maybe she has cat genes, right?
She certainly has 9 lives.
We don't know yet who the father is what you're saying.
Correct.
There's just a bunch of rumor out there, and we're some of the first to get the rumor out.
Yeah, I'm trying to dig into some court paperwork because I imagine that Catwoman, if she's, hanging out at Planned Parenthood because she's pregnant, she doesn't have the money to support this litter of kids either. So she's going to need to know who Daddy is.
You're calling Catwoman a hoe.
Well, maybe we can look at to see if anybody's been ordering catnip.
Why? What does that have to do with it?
Cats go crazy over catnip, so maybe she's not going to these different locations because she's interested in them. Maybe she's just going there for some resources.
Is somebody manipulating Catwoman with drugs and then luring her into their house? This seems like a much more awful story than just her being pregnant all of a sudden.
Now that gets even crazy.
Is
maybe
Captain America roofing Catwoman?
Oh my gosh, you heard it first, people, on Super Dirt.
This could be why she may not have the resources, because we know that she's...
This is what I'm talking about.
We know that she's burgling all these, diamond factories, these museums, so she should have tons of resources, but you're saying she has nothing. So maybe she's going to whoever is doing this to her, and they're taking her spoils.
Do cat burglars qualify for unemployment assistance?
No, they don't.
What were you saying?
We're talking about that maybe these people that are luring her to them are taking her income.
So is
that what we're saying?
this how the Avengers is actually funding their lair and the X-Men and maybe even Hogwarts?
Oh, are you telling me we are going that deep?
So are you telling me that Tony Stark is really taking advantage of Catwoman? That the Avengers are...
So we went from
Conspiring.
Catwoman having a thing with a dog to
being taken advantage of by all the supers.
and maybe being roofied. Wow, this,
this
is deep stuff.
I wouldn't put it past Thanos because he was looking for 6 different gems, right? Mm-hmm. The Infinity Stones, and Catwoman's known for stealing rare stones, so it's quite possible that he figured that she would have them.
I think that's a far stretch.
Are you telling me that Thanos is inside the Avengers lair, doing his dirt?
It's
Okay, here it is, people. Let's do some more research and find out what the crap is going on with Catwoman. I've always felt that she was a very evil person that was ready to take advantage of whoever or anybody. Now,
just like a cat.
Yeah, just like a cat. This would be interesting news to find out that maybe she isn't the evil, non-caring kitty cat that we think she is.
It's very possible.
So let's dig that dirt and find out. And I want to know what supers are in on this.
Okay.
Let's find out, Kenny. You are on it. Okay, who's
Good.
got some more dirt?
All right. So I'm hearing that this whole hunker down scenario, yes, there is what did the verse people say before, that there is something being released out into the air and it's a problem. Okay, sure, fine. But we know that the governments are going to take any advantage of, an emergency like this. And so what they're doing now is they're releasing fluoride into the drinking water, which we already knew about because it's a public thing that they do that. But they're using the fluoride in the drinking water to slip nanobots into the water. And these nanobots, they don't affect norms. They only track supers. And so what these nanobots do is they find the super DNA, the super DNA that might be in any of us. So if any of us have this super DNA, these nanobots are coming and they're glomming onto that super DNA, and the government is using that to track who is a super and who is not. And they're using this whole hunker down scenario to build this database of supers.
Now, what kind of, are you saying these nanobots are transmitting information to the government?
Yes, it's kind of like that, the whole Cerebro thing that was out there earlier, except now it's nanobots and it's attaching to all of the super's DNA, and it's all transmitting back to a government warehouse where they're tracking all of us and all of our movement and who is a super and who is not.
But what kind of information are you saying is transmitting? I'm seeing maybe just if this is legit, Just like a GPS, like, oh, there's somebody that's a super that's here. Like, what else could it be
I think that would
saying?
be very valuable.
Why do we care if the government is doing that to supers?
Well, then we can know who they are, if they have any hidden.
Because
No, I mean, why do we
because-
care? If they need to be
because
tracked and the government decides
we
they need to be
care-
tracked, who cares?
We care because, remember, a man in quarantine only has self to argue with.
Is that why they're buying out all the water?
You bring up a great point, Kenny. Why do we care?
Why should, like, if the government feels like they need to be tracked, and it's good for us to know where the crap they are, especially with that whole apparating thing that's happening, where they disappear and we gotta go find them.
I don't
like.
Is
I
this an
think it's
invasion of
fine.
privacy, though?
It is invasion of privacy. Come on. I don't want to be tracked everywhere that I'm going. I'm trying to find the dirt, man.
That'll be interesting for Mr. IM to be able to know where he's at. Oh my gosh, that could be
We
that could
would-
kill everything.
We
that
would
we're
know
doing.
where he is at under those
And we
circumstances.
don't know, is this going to affect their powers? Like, is the Invisible Man, is he going to turn green?
My sources
how would we
say that
know?
the nanobots do not they don't affect the super's powers right now. It could be that they are developing the technology so that later on down the line they can transmit back to the nanobots and turn off the superpowers, or do something even worse to supers.
Wait
But
a minute.
But the concern I think we should have with this is that not only are the nanobots tracking the people who we know have superpowers, and okay, we don't need to track everybody, but it could, like, if a norm has any super DNA, like, we don't know where this super DNA came from. We don't know how supers really come about in the world. So what if a norm has this super DNA? Now all of a sudden we're getting tracked and lumped in with all the norms that are being tracked as well.
So are you telling me that I could be exposed to the world?
Yes.
Yes, you could, Mr.
I think
More
you've
than
already
you are
exposed
now?
yourself to the
Yeah,
world.
you're naked all the time. Well, except when you have clothes on and we can see you. Does anybody care that we may be getting? I mean, I have a problem with drinking nanobots too. I don't care if it says that it doesn't affect us. I mean, if they can control a nanobot to do whatever, whenever, couldn't they control the nanobot? Or the nanobots could get out of control and just kill us all, whack us out, do whatever. I mean,
Is this
I
like
think
an
it's-
AI
it's-
thing
it's-
coming to fruition in your brain,
to
Bobby?
me, it seems bigger than just supers here. That worries me. I mean, if it's just in the drinking water, then that's everybody. I don't care if it says that it doesn't affect us. That worries me.
Since
I
when
mean,
can we trust the government to tell us what does and doesn't affect us accurately?
Well, they're not even talking about this program publicly. Like, I had to learn about it through my underground
Dark
sources.
web.
My deep state sources. And so, it's the government's not even talking about it. So of course that we can't trust them to actually tell us the truth about this. We have to dig into it.
And I trust you, Val, will dig into it deeper and deeper.
Val, you okay? You there?
Val?
I heard something outside. They're here. I have to go. I'll talk to you later when it's safe. Goodbye.
Okay, our roving reporter, Val.
We may not hear back from her because it's never really safe.
True.
No.
True. Well, we've lost Val. Good luck, Val. Hopefully, we'll hear from you again. She's our on-site or on her own site, wherever
A
she-
roaming
Our distance reporter. She doesn't really roam.
A roaming
either.
reporter.
She doesn't roam, though, guys. She
doesn't
doesn't roam.
roam.
She just stays
She's
where she's
hunkered
at.
down. We may hear an explosion at any time, and she's blown up her little home base. For all we know.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Okay, I think we got some more dirt out there. Who's got the next dirt?
Well, we've got some new superheroes that are out.
Oh, yes. So I've heard every once in a while, very seldom do we hear about new supers out there. So this is
Yeah.
interesting.
This is new.
Yeah, so we've got some new cadets in the Warriors squad. There's Screen Time,
Screen time?
Snowflake, and Safe Space.
Are they all related?
B negative.
Be negative.
And
I was always
Trailblazer.
told to
Gosh.
be positive.
Yeah, that sounds like that's a super. That's a good super. Be negative.
B negative.
That sounds like is it a villain?
It
I
sounds
was
like a blood
negative
type.
one time. I got a bad bag of weed once. It didn't end well.
It didn't end well. What is a bad bag of weed? Does it get rotten, or what's a bad bag of weed mean? It was got you too
laced
high.
with something.
Oh, okay.
Spinach,
Bobby,
maybe?
focus. Bobby, focus.
Sorry.
Bobby,
He
focus.
did it. Bo took me off track.
Bobby, focus.
You gotta focus in on it, dude.
Okay, so
So this is a new superhero squad. Is that what I'm understanding?
No, they're being trained by the Warriors.
So how many supers are we talking about? These are new supers we didn't know about.
yeah,
before.
what do you got here?
How
So-
did they hide them away for so long?
They're just new. They're teenagers. They just came out.
Oh, so they're out of the closet
They're
now.
out
Yeah.
of the closet.
They're out of the
Super's
closet.
But they're not out of high
I
school.
got stuck in a closet one time.
Oh my gosh, there he goes again. So talk to us about these guys. Let's find out about. Let's hear about some of them a little bit. Just give us a little bit of a.
So Snowflake and Safe Space are non-binary twins.
Non-binary twins.
Yeah.
Wouldn't there's two of them, right? They're
I
twins.
feel like this is a political coup. Like, do we really know these supers exist? Like, seriously.
If they're twins and they're two, that's binary, right?
Right.
Is that where you were going?
Yeah.
Is that what you? Because it says non-binary, but the fact that there's two of them
Means they are binary.
are binary.
Bobby, we're talking about sexual orientation here.
Okay, sexual. Okay, the cat is out of the bag. What the hell is a binary sexual?
Okay, so like
being?
Bobby, you identify in a very binary
be
sort
careful.
of way.
You
there
have
are two
no
choices,
idea how
right?
I identify.
How do you identify them? Are you heterosexual
It depends on the day.
male?
It depends on the day.
Depends on the day.
It depends on the day.
What about you, Henry?
You know, I'm just happy to be here. I don't know where you guys are going, but I'm not sure I want to be a part of
just
it.
turned this around on us because we depend on Kenny to bring up the dirt on us and keep us
There
legit.
was one time I had to give my identification to a cop, and that was a bad time.
It's all about sexual orientation.
Okay,
You
so what
haven't
does
had
that
the
mean?
training.
We might as well talk about this.
So people,
We don't talk about sex a lot with the supers.
yeah, people who identify as non-binary. Binary means male or female. Where
Binary means a lady and a man.
yeah, so like a lady who likes men, a heterosexual
That's
female,
a heterosexual.
biologically female. Yes,
Biologically.
yes. And
Yes.
then a heterosexual biological male. That is the binary contingent.
Okay.
Okay? If you identify as non-binary, you don't feed into that stereotype.
Okay.
So
wait, whoa.
I think she just stereotyped
you.
you.
Just said stereotype. So you're saying that a dude liking a girl is a stereotype?
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we're doing it, people. We're
Here we
really
go.
doing it. Okay, so I need to understand for myself.
So
what does
a
it mean?
non-binary person might be biologically female, identify as male, and like men. So technically, they're not heterosexual or homosexual.
Isn't that
and
just
they're not,
bisexual? Isn't that
No.
bi? Come on. I mean,
No.
that means whatever, whenever. Isn't bi?
No.
Don't we just throw bi at anything? I mean, bi just means whatever.
Bi is
or is
just
it
rude.
try? I guess
just-
try just means
Technically,
you're
it's
a
queer.
trisexual. Just whatever.
Technically,
Whatever,
it's queer.
wherever. But does non-binary mean? To me, it feels like non-sexual.
No. They can totally be sexual. They may be asexual. They may not like sex. They may like sex. It just depends on.
Oh, so that's
how
a
they
different
identify.
thing. So
Yes.
if they don't like sex and don't identify as anything, what's that called?
Non-binary.
But
Asexual non-binary.
head has been blown. Do not get it. Repeat.
Asexual non-binary.
Whoa. Oh,
If they don't like sex and they don't identify, asexual non-binary.
asexual, non-binary means just leave me alone.
Pretty much.
Just leave me alone. Don't talk about sex to me. Don't talk about being attracted to any human being on
Correct.
the planet.
Because attraction is an entirely different thing. It has nothing to do with whether or not you're binary or non-binary.
Can't we just all love each other?
Yes. Let's go with that.
I think if you go
It's
much
easier
further,
for
you're
your
gonna
brain,
you're gonna
Bobby.
break Bobby.
I think so. He's
I'm
looking
so-
pretty tense over there.
You know, I just believe love conquers all, and sex has nothing to do with it. I could get vulgar right there, but I'm not going to because that's the kind of person I am. So tell me a little bit more about these people.
But there's a lot of people out there that are like, why Snowflake?
Sounds kind of lame for a superhero name.
Isn't that what you call people who are like too overly sensitive? Isn't that what Lex Luthor's followers call like all of those libertarians that they don't like?
What is she like?
She doesn't identify as either man or a woman.
Got that part, kind of, somewhat. Let's just leave that hanging out there for another day when my brain can take it.
But she...
Why did you just say she? I want to know why you just said... Because you said the one thing, and then you said she.
Because it is rude.
It is rude.
Yes.
Oh, yes. I'm learning so
Referring
much.
to them as it would be rude.
This is so much good for me. I'm learning so much. But they, I'm confused now because they means more than one person.
I think
people.
we should give up on that.
Plural.
We're breaking Bobby.
It's
We're
a
breaking
beautiful
Bobby.
human being. Can we just say she? She can't say she.
No, because she doesn't identify binarily. So
they can mean
they.
either a person that you are talking to, or it can mean several people.
Oh my gosh!
It is now singular. They, them, and theirs is now
singular.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna quit interrupting you, and I'm just gonna hear what these individual thingy that's one thingy.
One entity, Bobby.
A singular snowflake.
A singular entity. That's what I'm going to go with. Singular entity.
So Snowflake throws shuriken stars that are shaped like snowflakes.
Oh.
Do they melt?
Are they icy or are they just metal?
Are they sharp?
They are sharp, and they are kind of metallic, it looks like. So why Snowflake? I mean... Other than the fact
so
that
there's nothing to do with cold with this person.
No.
Oh my gosh! Now I'm even more.
What about the twin? Safe space.
Safe space just
Safe
puts
space.
Up. That sounds like a website I need to go to. Safespace.com.
Sounds like a browser extension you need to use.
You want to be ambiguous? No, that's not the word. Anonymous? Autonomous. There's the word. No, that's not it either.
You want anonymous is what you're going for.
Anonymous was the right one. I found it in there somewhere.
Safe space creates force fields, but he can't do it on himself. He can only do it on other people.
So, okay. Wait a minute. So he can only... They can... Okay.
Well, he's binary too, right?
He is not binary.
He's not non-binary.
He is not binary.
Snowflake is non-binary,
boy,
but
thank
he
goodness,
is not non-binary.
He's not.
Okay. So he can only throw a force field on someone else? That feels a little violating to me.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like a super Me Too moment right there.
And it seems like quite the limiting superpower. That seems pretty limiting. Although, can you put a force field like on a bad guy while they're shooting him, and then it shoots back at him? And
well, I guess that's good.
But isn't that the same as putting it on yourself? I mean, it's like putting it over there, but it's protecting you from them.
That still feels a little violating to me.
Okay, so Snowflake, I don't understand her.
Them. There. We broke him. The story broke him.
Okay.
Don't worry, Bo's gonna go smoke some weed because he just cannot figure this out.
It's confusing. So that individual, what did you say before?
Entity.
That entity. What is that entity's superpower again? I mean, throwing
shuriken stars that look like snowflakes.
Is this like Hawkeye, who just shoots bows and doesn't shoot a bow, shoots arrows?
Shoots arrows, right?
That's a wannabe.
Arrow.
I partied with Hawkeye once.
You partied with Hawkeye once?
Bo, what are you talking about? When was this recently?
Was I talking about something? Oh,
you said you partied with Hawkeye once.
I was partying with Hawkeye. We were hanging out at that Stark Tower thing. Yeah, it's not the
I can't believe all the cool
now.
places you go.
I think he's just high and wanders in, Bobby.
But
they let him in,
hanging out
though.
with Hawkeye, and Hawkeye, he got a little bit peeved. He was a little upset at the thing. You know, I mean, I don't know.
What
it
thing?
had something to do with, the thing. You met him.
Oh yeah, gotcha.
The thing, the entity, the thing.
Like the superhero. Gotcha.
He's big,
fantastic.
and strong.
Also a singular entity.
Yeah, he's got an attitude though against the Hulk, and I don't know. Those two got a thing going. But anyways, me and Hawkeye, we were hanging out. And we dropped a little acid. I'm not gonna lie, and
Hawkeye dropped acid?
yeah, he's a partier. You would be surprised. Yeah, Hawkeye will surprise you. He hangs out up there at a distance, and he can hit you with an arrow. But I think that's because he's got a little bit of extra something going on. But anyway, we were hanging out there, did a little acid, drinking a little whiskey, and
beer.
Whiskey. Did you know that thing is juicing?
Grinding down carrots into juice? Like, what do you mean juicing,
Yeah, juicing.
Bo? Like, what does that mean?
Steroids, dude.
Okay, this is
Can
ridiculous.
you believe that? But he has to.
Would steroids work on a rock?
Yeah, that's I'm. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Okay, dude. No.
No. No, you can't dismiss this, Bobby. You can't dismiss this. No.
He's a rock. He's a freaking. How do you even shoot anything into a rock?
It doesn't matter. He still needs to eat and sleep.
In the lava juice that he drinks.
He laces it in the lava juice.
Yeah,
when he
Stark
drinks. So
come
this is a
up with
liquid.
this little thing that encapsulates it and dumps it in. Oh, yeah.
I can totally see this. He's got a rivalry with anybody bigger than him. He's a hothead.
I'd like to point out that this information was gathered while you were both under the influence.
Not under the influence. They were
I plead the
doing
fifth.
acid.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's different than under the influence.
I still maintain that there might be a story here. I can see how he's a hothead and he's always competing with the dudes who are bigger than him.
Dude, I met him. He kind of hated that he was a rock. He didn't even like being a rock.
Yeah, but before he was a rock, he was a very competitive, stone cold, no emotion type of dude. Like, he'd want to be the biggest, baddest, superhero out there.
He's gonna
go
all the way.
hard.
You feel like there might be something here. Love Bo, I think it's amazing where you go. You must have, like, the legitest...
You must have the best stuff in town.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
Well, I don't mean to brag.
But I have a hard time
about
believing anything you say, though.
Hawkeye dropping acid is bad. And second, if he did drop acid, then there's something to this.
Really?
Because not only is the thing possibly juicing, Hawkeye's got a problem.
Well, but acid is it's not like a truth serum or anything. Usually you see weird stuff. Maybe it made him...
I tried that truth serum stuff once. It's some good stuff.
I think you've tried everything, Bo.
Well, we need some more. I need some more proof of this. It doesn't make sense. Maybe somebody could go interview the Thing and see if you're brave enough that he doesn't get pissed off.
I'm buddies with the Thing. I met him once. I could go hang out. He's a partier guy. You would be amazed.
But you're a conflict of interest. Or is
My conflicts are all internal, not external, dude.
That was a good comeback. All right, let's find out. Guys, keep out there. Keep looking. We want our fans to start giving us stories and finding out the dirt. We want to start seeing the dirt from the fans. So let us know what's going on. And all of our roaming reporters, you guys keep up the good work. Keep it going. And signing off, this is Bobby Baxter with Super Dirt.
If you have a story on Super Dirt, please visit us at superdirtnews.com.
Superdirtnews.com.
This has been a Teapots Away Media production.
Thank you to listening for everything.